And welcome back to another edition of Dragon Scale In here with our Pokemon Go Battle League daily battles. I actually have figured out a little bit of a few tricks to make these faster, so I think I will be able to keep up on the daily schedule. So look forward to that, guys. I know that I am happy to share them with you on a daily. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into Daily Battles number 2, Season 2, and here we go. As you can see, my record from yesterday is pretty good. It's a 63% win rate for Season 2 so far, so I'm doing pretty good there. Now this set starts out really rough. So let's see what happens here. We trade out of the Hypno we trade into the Hypno from the Probopass against this Meganium. And we have a lot of trouble in these first few matches with a couple of big grass types. While I know that a lot of my group is not weak to grass, they're also not strong against grass either. This double grass team really does a number on me. The shift tree is, as I learned in the first 2 seasons, not to be trifled with. That thing is mean. And then the other thing is I've found with my team is that my Machamp gets sniped by the flyers a lot. I end up with Machamp in a match with a flyer. Now that happens a lot where they don't respect the rock slide and they get busted for it. But then a single sky attack just knocks me right out of a fight. Now I'm here stuck with the shift tree against my Probopass. I know that I can tank a little bit of the damage, but that Razor Leaf is no joke, or the Leaf Blade is no joke. And while my Rock Slides do a considerable bit of damage, they're just not enough to keep up with the spam of Shift Tree very well. So that was a problem for us there. The double grass was really rough. And then on our next match, I like to see a Raichu start. That's really good, and then into a Azumarill. Now, I know that my Machamp and my Hypno both do fairly well against Azumarill, so I find myself not so worried about them, but they're not like solid counters. Without having a grass type on this team, or an electric type, I'm really kind of iffy on the Azumarills. I think I might switch the Ice Punch to a Thunder Punch, just to like get it figured out and have a really solid answer for water types, but then even those are not that great against the Mud Boys, so I'm gonna look into that and see where I can get a different kind of balance for the team against the grass types and the Mud Boys. But we'll check into that as the season goes on, as things pick up and progress. So here. Alright, and then we find ourselves against this Noctowl, which is not a horrible match, but it's definitely not great either. I'm not doing great damage against that flyer, and then my Machamp just gets sideswiped by a sky attack, and that ends that match. So I find myself most often weak against flyers. Find myself, sorry guys, find myself mostly weak against flying types and water and grass lines. So like I have answers, but not enough to cover all of the variables that I run into, and I think that that's been a problem this season. I have a decent average right now, so I can't really say that the team is working bad for me, but I do recognize that there are some weaknesses in the line. Especially by this set of matches, as you can tell, is not great for us. The beginning of this traverse today was very rough. I was not expecting that Hitmontop to do that much damage to the Machamp right there. That kind of caught me off guard. That was a mistake. I think this first set I was really just making some mistakes that turned out to be pretty bad for our run. So, and then here I wish I had a shield for that. Just because we did win that, they forfeited the match, or we wound them down. So that was our one win for our set right there. Or no, they won that. They had an extra Pokemon in the back, so the Skarmory and the Probopass knocked each other out instantaneously together, simultaneously. That's the word. That's the word. Words, I use them. And then they had a Pokemon left, so we lost that match as well. We do win one match in this set as they go until you win for these for the passes. And this time I'm glad that they do. This set ends up going 1 and 5 out of 6 matches, because the first 5 I completely get wiped. This Dino is pretty dangerous. I do have an answer for it. The Probopass does really well against the Dino, but it does mean that I have to make sure that I lock that Dino into fighting the Probopass, or I'm at risk of losing a line to that Dino. Like if I waste the Probopass early in the fight against something that I didn't have to, I might run myself into a Dino that's not great. I know that, or is Wylos, I guess is the evolved form is Wylos. I know that those are not extremely common, so I'm not so worried about those Wylos, but it is a thing to look out for. There we lose another match. And then here against the Wigglytuff, I'm not worried about the Probopass. Against the Snorlax, I'm not really worried about the Probopass. I should learn to bait shields with the Rock Slide rather than the Thunderbolt. Even if it would be really a good move in the moment, I really should work on baiting shields more often. You'll see in this series, I do that some. But if I did it more consistently, I think my average would go up even more than it has this season from last season. So that's something that I'm working on is shield baiting and using shields appropriately. That's definitely my goal this season, is to get better at doing that. I think it's very important to use shields and charge moves wisely. I think that's one of the keys to victories in the game, is to make sure that you're using charge moves when you have to and reserving the energy when you don't have to. And I find myself using charge moves against opponents that I could probably just fast move down, just because I'm worried to take another charge move from them and lose the match. Well, I need to pay more attention to counting their fast moves and judging when they're ready to launch a charge attack, so that I can be better at that part of the game as well. So those are the 2 goals I have this season, is to be more prepared for charge attacks and getting better at the switching to cover and things like that, and to being more competent in the use of charge moves and shields. I think those are my 2 big things that I'm working on. And I think that those are probably the 2 biggest, most important things in this game, to be fair. So you see here, we were down to a Hypno versus the Azumarill, and this match was really interesting to me. The number of shiny Skarmories that are coming through right now in the Go Battle League is pretty crazy. And then having a Probopass get wiped by a Skarmory is never fun. I don't like that to happen. But every now and then they catch me in low energy with no shields, and it is what it is, I guess. So every now and then you lose some, and then the Hypno eats it, and then the Rock Slide here, if Machamp gets a chance to land that Rock Slide, it ends fights for sure. That's a definite. And then now we're into our second series for the day, and the second series was much better than the first. The third series was also really good, and the fourth series was also really good. And then we came into a few, I think the series ended with a 1 and 5, a 4 and 1, a 3 and 2, and a 3 and 2, I think is what we ended with. and maybe a 2 and 3. Yeah, I think that was where our series was for the day. So not horrible, and decent recovery for the day. I did like the progress on the day. The number of wins to losses was pretty good. That first set had me really scared for my performance this morning. It was late at night and I was a little tired, but I needed to grind through it and get it done, and get this video together. So I needed to have those matches, and I was worried that I was gonna just lose a wall. Like I was just gonna blank out and tank my rating really early. But fortunately for me, and for you guys, I hope that did not happen. We in fact go on to run, like I said, a 63% win rate for the season so far in 2 days, and we are flying through the ranks. I did not get to have my first day battles on first day. It was actually the second day of the season, but first day for me, because like a dummy, I did my set of battles that morning that the new season started. Therefore, I could not do more battles after the time frame where the season began, so I had to wait until after midnight. So I actually lost a set of battles. So this is only after 2 battles, 2 sets of battles for 2 days, that I'm sitting at a 63%. And I've got to say that makes me feel pretty happy about this season so far. And seeing that I've ranked up to, that I've gotten to rank 6 after the end of this day, and I've got a set of battles to do when I'm done with this and uploading, I gotta say, man, I'm really happy with what's going on with this team right now. Like I said in the very beginning, I know that there are some weaknesses in the lineup, and some things are definitely giving me some trouble. But I'm learning the new line, and I'm becoming better at using them and knowing what they can take and what they can't take. It's nice to have the Probopass anchor that I'm very familiar with, and it's nice to see the new Pokemon working. I did say I think I'm going to change the Hypno's Ice Punch to a Thunder Punch. It will give me better coverage on the Azumarill matchups, and like this Lapras, I am seeing waters more often than I'm seeing flyers where I get stuck with the Hypno. As long as I can, and I think that will change the need for Probopass in the front. I think I'll switch my Hypno into the front, so that if I catch those water leads, I'll be able to do that better. I am catching a lot of flyer leads really nicely with the Probopass. A lot of people lead a Skarmory or lead an Altaria, so I may leave him there. But I feel like if I lead him in the front, and they're hiding a flyer in the back, that it'll leave me vulnerable if I leave the Hypno in and then change into a Probopass. Or if I have the Hypno up front with Thunder Punch and I end up running my Probopass into the water later on. I think that the lead to keep him safe and healthy throughout the game is a really good spot for him. I also find him good on an anchor with a shield. So if I'm running a lineup that can protect his front end, I find that the Probopass works really well in the anchor spot. But then again, like, you find leads like this and the Skarmory, the Altaria, where then they're forced to put in their fighter to stop the Probopass, and it locks them into this Hypno fight. And a fighter just gets melted with confusion damage. Like, they just do. They get obliterated. And even that superpower doesn't do any damage, so the fighters don't really have an answer for a Hypno. If they get locked in on the switch to the Probopass. So I really like that play with this line. It seems to be doing really well, where I can get that fighter trapped in there with the Hypno, or I can get that flyer locked in early with the Probopass, and they think that they can farm it down because they don't know, or they think they can use it to charge, and by the time they get to a charge move, they've already lost half their health bar. So it changes their strategy a lot, having those two set up like that. And having the Machamp in the back stops me from falling susceptible to the Toxicroak or the Registeel switch in. Those two things were very scary to me using the Shiftry Azumarill Probopass line, because there wasn't a solid counter. Like, there wasn't a guaranteed, oh, I'm going to get this, watch. It was just, well, I've got to play with my shield, with my Azumarill, and hope that I can tank it, and stay away from the Toxic Sludge Bombs, and the Rock Slides from the Champ, and like, there were a lot of things that you had to be careful of. So having the Machamp in the line until my Toxicroak is ready is definitely something that I'm planning on continuing doing. The Machamp has saved my behind against Registeels and Hariyama's and Deoxyses and a number of things, and it's come in clutch at getting stuck against Altarias with the Rock Slide. Man, those things get through because nobody expects it to have it. I'm really lucky to have it. It's a good legacy that I had from before, and I'm really glad that I kept it because that thing is a beast. It does work, and I'm glad that it's in my lineup right now. The Hypno is surprising me every time I use it, how resilient it is, how much damage it can actually take, and how much damage that it can push out. Now, if I change the Thunder Punch, I won't be able to land those shots. I'll have to go for Shadow Balls more often. But Hypno does charge fairly quick. It's a good medium with Confusion, so I get to those Shadow Balls pretty fast. It's like 1 or 2, maybe 3 Confusions more than the punches are. But I'm also considering, I watched several videos actually, Poke AK and Hero Range, I think both mentioned it. The Hypno with Superpower, or with not Superpower, with Focus Blast. Hypno, Focus Blast, Shadow Ball. The Shadow Balls in neutral do as much damage as the punches do, and the Focus Blast levels anything weak to fighting. The Bastiodons, the Registeels, it levels them. And against neutral opponents, Focus Blast does a lot of damage. That 100 points is no joke. Even neutral, like, and to be fair, even resisted, Focus Blast is a heavy hit. You don't want to take it. It's not fun. So I think that I might switch. I might even switch the Ice Punch into Focus Blast and see how that Hypno runs. It would be really interesting to see both of them with fighting types. I don't know how that would work out, or if I would rather run my counter Focus Blast Alakazam that I have, which does the Confusion thing, which does have access to Psycho Cut, I think, as the other charge move, and Psycho Cut charges fairly fast. Counter just does a lot of damage. The output is insane, and as I said before, the Focus Blast, when you're not ready for that, or even if you're not even weak to it, it definitely catches you with your pants down if you've got no shields to block it, or you choose to forego it for something else. And the first time a Hypno tosses a Focus Blast at you, you're going to go down. It's gonna hurt a lot. So I'm considering that change with the Hypno. And then, as I said before, I'm building a Toxicroak. It's taken me a little while to get enough Stardust and candies. With everything that's going on right now, I'm just not out playing like I used to. And it's been a little bit of a grind. That's kind of why I'm using the Machamp in the early Season 2, so that by the later end of the season, I'll be able to use my Toxicroak to finish up the Great League. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. With enough wins, I'll get rare candies, and with enough local raids, for smaller things, I'll be able to get some rare candies, and solo raids and things with my kid. So maybe I'll be able to pull that off, and get the Toxicroak ready to take the Machamp's place in the lineup when I change the Shadow Ball, or the Ice Punch and the Hypno over to a Focus Blast. Because the Machamp does plenty of fighting damage between the cross chop and the counter, but then if I move to just the counter on the Toxicroak, I'll want to have a charge move on my Hypno that does the fighting type damage. So I'll change that to Focus Blast and move the Toxicroak onto the team. I think that'll give me solid coverage. It will definitely fix the grass problem. It will fix the water problem, it will fix the fairy problem, and it will give me an additional bonus against rock types with the sludge bomb, and I don't know if I want to run power up punch, dynamic punch, or mud bomb. I think I might run mud bomb, sludge bomb. I might do a double bombs on the toxic growth. What do you think? Let me know below. Do you think that it's better to use the dynamic punch, the mud bomb, or the sludge bomb on the toxic growth? And then we can figure that out together. Maybe we'll build my toxic growth together in the coming days. Because I love you a whole latte. Coffee, guys. It's like lifeblood. It's amazing. Oh, so again, here I have a Probopass against a flyer that's just run down and beaten up, and it's just sad to see it happen, but it does on occasion. You know, it's just like when you see the Machamp take down a flyer with a rock slide. It's got to be the same feeling, so I get it. Very similar to Blaziken with Stone Edge. That thing catches flyers like nobody's business. It's just surprising. Nobody sees the rocks coming until they're already gone. And by then, it is way, way too late. So, Deoxys is also another thing that I'm seeing in the lineup that I'm a little bit weak to. I don't entirely have a good plan past the Shadow Ball on Hypno and past a Machamp just unloading on him. But the Deoxys has things that can damage the Machamp real bad. So you have to be careful with them, because they can get you on an off where you just get caught without a shield or whatever. Scrafty is also something I've seen a few times now in the second season. The typing on it is really interesting. The dark fighting type gives it a good move pool. I don't know if it gets Snarl or not, but if it does, man, that thing could be really, really fast and really dangerous. Counter does output a ton of damage though, so never sleep on it. And then this here was definitely a mistake. I should not have switched in the Hypno against the Sand Slash. It was a bad call. It leaves me open to the switch there, and it forces me to use the shield, which is not good for the battle. I don't like it very much, but it happened, and it is what it is, I guess. So we do have new news on the forefront of Pokemon Go. We have been told that the CDOT Community Day is coming up at the end of the month. It will be getting a special move, Bullet Seed, for Shiftry. Now, Bullet Seed is a grass type Snarl move. It's a clone. Same energy, same damage. So now the question becomes, do you rely on your Shiftry for the dark damage, or do you rely on your Shiftry for the grass damage? I don't know which one I want to do more. I know that the grass damage would help me in the water match, but the dark damage helps me stay up on several other matches that I definitely lose. So I don't know that it's an upgrade for Shiftry to get Bullet Seed. I do know that it changes its dynamic, and it definitely changes what you can. Oh yeah, that Focus Blast hurt so bad. That was rough. But it definitely changes the dynamic of Shiftry in a lineup, and what you use it for and what you'd switch it with. So I know that that is definitely something to consider when looking at using your Shiftry and having whether you have Bullet Seed or Snarl for your main Great League Shiftry is a big question. And I think that honestly, one of each is not a horrible idea. So don't be worried about upgrading a Bullet Seed one during Community Day. I think that in the right metas, you definitely want to have the Bullet Seed. I can see in a place where the Dark type is not used as much, in like a Sylph Cup meta, where Dark just isn't as valuable as the Grass type. Like anything that has a strong water presence, you'll definitely want to have the Bullet Seed Shiftry to just pump out damage between Bullet Seed and Leaf Blade to make those water types just suffer, because it does that. It pushes shields so hard, and it is good water counter. It also gets really hefty on the Mud Boys because of the grass damage, and the dark damage does an okay chunk, even in a neutral. Those dark pulses are not to be messed with. They're super mean, and they make Shiftry really versatile against a lot of things. I know that lots of people, Ryan Swag included, was saying how Shiftry with Bullet Seed is not really an upgrade, and I agree. I think Swag and Fit City and a couple other people weighed in on this and sort of had the same opinion. It's really just a lateral. And I really hate to see this happen. The lag in this season is not great. In the first day episode, I edited out a lot of pauses on Hypno because I really just needed to trim time out of the video, but it was a thing. The lag is a little bit rough, but not hindering so much, I guess. I do notice that my opponents sometimes lag out really hard and they're just taking damage, and it's rough. I don't know if they've already exited the match or if they're just frozen or what. It makes me feel bad taking wins that way, but you know, it's what it is. Nothing I can do about it, nothing I can say about it, nothing to report it to. It's just what it is. So I just go on with my day. I feel bad that they took a loss for some lag or whatever it was that made that happen, but at the end of the day, it's wins for me, and I can't really do anything about that. All I can do is present these daily and show you guys what I'm dealing with, what's happening in the community and the game, and hope that you guys are not dealing with the same problems that I am, or that Niantic sees it and fixes it, or I don't even know what the fix is at this point. It's been broken, and I think it just boils down to server issues, but I'm not a tech guy, I don't really know, so it's really on them. I guess it is important though to just enjoy playing the game and having fun, and you know, if lag happens, it happens, and keep your head in and know that what you're doing is just a game, man. It's fun, and you should enjoy it even if you lose. I know last season I lost tons and tons. I went into Ultra and Master League and just got obliterated. I don't have the right Pokemon powered up for Ultra and Master League. I don't have the candies to power up legendaries. I don't have access to the right tools to compete on a good level in those leagues. So I've just decided that this season we're just going to go Great League all the way, and then when Great League is over, we're going to battle viewers and do stuff like that. Shoutcast other matches, other tournaments, other battlers doing things. We'll go wherever the channel needs to go to keep content flowing to you guys on a regular basis now that I've figured out this schedule thing, and I've got a way to maintain keeping up videos. So that's, you know, that makes me happy that I actually have figured out a way to make the editing process faster, and can get these up on a one-to-one day basis. Before, I was running into a lot of problems just staying ahead of schedule, and I felt left behind, and it was causing me to lose the motivation to want to try a lot. And now I'm really starting to find my fire again to do that. This is 2 days in a row that I've gotten a video finished, and it makes me really happy about that. So I'm glad that you guys are here to check it out, and I'm glad that I've figured out a way to bring more content to you guys. I know that some of my other subscribers have really asked me to start pushing for content, and here I am trying to do that very thing. I hope you guys enjoy your time here with me, and that you keep coming back to watch what I've got going on. We're going to keep this adventure rolling as long as Great League is open, and see how high a rank we can climb. I know that the ladder for the rank to 10 is pretty steep, and coming up on rank 10 gets really rough. I hope that by the time I reach maybe rank 8, I'll have enough candies to do my Toxicroak and can replace that, or maybe something else fits the role better of my Machamp fighter. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with that fighter spot, but I know I definitely need fighting type damage to take care of the Registeels and the Deoxys and a few other things that are just really nasty that fighting types just eat. So I definitely want to keep a fighter type on my team. I'm just not sure which one right now. I know that Machamp is really the go-to, and my Rock Slide Machamp works out pretty well. It's got decent coverage and tanks pretty well for what it does. But the things that eat it are very prevalent. The flying type damage against him is just rough. I need to figure that out. I need to replace him with something that doesn't take flying type damage as rough and still outputs the fighting type damage. So I'm thinking maybe that fighting type Alakazam, or I don't know. What do you guys think? Down in the comments below. Down there. Why don't you drop me a line and let me know what your favorite fighting type is to fill out the champ slot with, and maybe we can switch our lineup a little bit and get that fighting type in here to see what we can do with it. Maybe it'll help our percentages even more and cover a few of the weaknesses that we've got better than the champ does. And that would be tremendous. I would greatly appreciate it. So if you let me know below what fighting type you use to fill that hole, maybe I'll test a few out and see what I've got available. Very interested to see what you guys think about that and about the Shiftry Community Day. Do you think that the Shiftry Bullet Seed is going to be your go-to, or do you think that you might keep Snarl? There's lots of questions today. Lots of questions in the whole community and the whole game. Lots of wonder and like thinking about what is going to happen with Pokemon Go as a PvP thing. Is it going to be an official esport somewhere? I don't think that the Go Battle League and such is going to be an esport with sponsors and things like that. I don't think that that's I don't think the way this is working out. I think that Self Arena definitely has the idea for making it an esport, and I hope that we can get back to doing those cups more often. I've missed a few of the Sylph Cups this season, just from not having a tournament to participate in, and it's kind of sad. I think that's why I've put so much effort into the Go Battle League this year, and have really pushed myself to do my daily limits, because I want to fight, I want to battle, I want to participate in PvP, but the tournaments just aren't there. It has made me a better fighter, that's for sure. I've definitely increased my percentages every season, so that is great. I'm glad that that is a thing, and I look forward to getting better. Input, comments, advice, all of that from you guys is very welcome. If you see something that happens that I should watch out for, or something that I do regularly, I'm definitely open to criticism and coaching. I would love to become better at this game, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. It's to share my experience with you guys, to share this journey in this game for Season 2, and to really just push myself to produce this daily video thing for you guys, and really enjoy sharing it with you. That's my goal for this season, is to make these videos every day and to get them up and share them with you so that you can see what's out there, and can share the journey with me, get to know me a little better, and we can grow together as a community and a channel. And that's really what I'm looking forward to this season. It's already starting. You guys have been amazing so far. Yesterday's video did really well. Today's video I'm sure will do just fine. And I'm already, really happy with the process, really happy with the product. And I know that when my new camera gets here and my new computer setup is all legitimate and done in my bedroom, where I've got a legit studio space and can do things, the quality will only go up. So I'm glad that you guys are here on the bottom floor, and we are on our ride to the top. That is a guarantee. So the product here is definitely on the rise, or at least I think so. I've got a lot of ideas for the channel and the videos and things that we're doing. I've got a lot of things in my head for the last 2 years to really get this off the ground, get it together, and I think that we're in a climb now that is a good thing for me and for the channel, and I hope that you guys enjoy doing this adventure with me. I hope you guys just love hanging out and chatting with me and leaving comments, and eventually when we get back to live streaming on Twitch, you can catch me at twitch.tv/dragonscale, all one word. And you can follow me on Twitter at MBEATTY228. See down there at the bottom of my DSI PvP logo is my Twitter handle. And if you'd like to add me on Pokemon Go, you can add me at my trainer code just below the camera here. Here we have our second Stunfisk. Yesterday I caught a Stunfisk on a win streak, and it was my first Dex entry, and today we caught another Stunfisk. This one gave me a lot of problems. This bad boy did not want to go into the ball. He was not interested in the slightest. He said no. I said no, I don't go in the ball. No. No in the ball. He did not want to go to the out. Out to the end. Yeah. No out to the end for the Stunfisk. He was not interested. Very not interested. Made me very sad. But eventually, together, we conquered this Stunfisk. And he became our friend. See why? Get those extra candy. Man, I only have these two, so I'm definitely getting the candies. That is not an option to not have the candies. I need this Stunfisk. I've seen it in Battle and Go Battle League, and this thing is a monster. Not catching one during the event made me very sad, and then getting one yesterday during Go Battle League made me very, very happy. So, I can't really complain too much. I do have one. Now I just need to drop the candies in the dust and making it better and getting it all set up. And ta-da! There we go. Our new Stunfisky friend. Get those extra candies in there. I'm now up to 12 candies, I believe. Click the button. Come on, click the button. You want to click the button? Or don't click the button. There you go. You can do it. Yeah, 12 candies, and our appraisal is good. It's super good. And here's our finish for the day, guys. We break that rank 6. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's so pretty. And we end up... Oh, yeah, that's sad. We end up right there with a really good average. 32 of 50 battles fought. I think that that's a really good... it's a really good average. I'm happy with it. It's way better than my last season average, and I hope that you guys are happy with it too. We're only going to get better from here, guys. The only thing you can do in a game like this is just keep getting better. So you guys, you can do it. We can do this together. You share your information with me, I'll share my information with you. We'll do this journey together. That's what this is all about. The Dragon Scale Inn is a place for gamers of all kinds to come and relax in between adventures and share their stories with me and with each other, and really enjoy being adventurers together. So guys, I hope you've had fun tonight. This is my day 2 video. Tomorrow is day 3. As soon as I'm done with this, matter of fact, I've got battles to do so we can get that video together. So guys, catch me next time, tomorrow, for day 3 in season 2 of Go Battle League. It's been a pleasure. I love your face.